Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the 45P lens from Hasselblad. F4 lens, and I have a love-hate relationship with this lens. This is one of those that kind of falls into the good, the bad, and the ugly of lenses. So let's kind of get into the good part. For the Hasselblad XCD system, it is a relatively cheap lens to help get you into medium format photography. Also, at its given price point, which I think new is roughly $1,200, you can find used for about an even $1,000 in like new condition. The lens performs beautifully well at distance in good light. And what do I mean by at distance? You generally want to be at least 5 feet from your subject that you're photographing. The reason you want to be 5 feet from your subject is when you start getting closer, the depth of field gets infinitesimally small. At f4, at its minimum focus distance, the depth of field is 27 millimeters, or 2.7 centimeters, or roughly 1 inch. Now, there's a lot of people out there that like that, and I get it. I do not. You are tied to a tripod at that type of exposure. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a thing. Now, it takes beautiful pictures when you've got good light and good distance. You know, a lot of the first shots that I took were at the river on a dock. I used a monopod, or I used the railing of the dock itself to take the pictures. Those pictures came out sharp, really sharp. Um, and the pictures were nice, given the content, and really didn't have the compositions that I wanted, but the images that I took were really nice. But recently I started trying to shoot the lens indoors, and I was completely frustrated by the performance of the lens indoors with not very good light. It sucked, put it bluntly. If it's a cloudy day and you're trying to do street photography with this lens, you're probably going to struggle. The lens struggles a lot. It does a lot of hunting for focus. Its focusing is slow, even in good light. So that's my aggravation with the lens. Other items that I wish, and I get it, it's on the cheaper side of Hasselblad's lens. They're literally the cheapest, I believe. The manual focusing mode is by wire, so there's no feel to the focus. That's item number one. Item number two, there's no depth of field gauge on the lens. There's also no manual control over your f-stops on the lens. Now, of course, a lot of modern lenses that are on the cheaper side don't have the depth of field gauge, and they don't allow you manual control over your f-stop. I get it. but I hate lenses that don't have those features. Now, you might be asking yourself why I bought the lens when it didn't have those features. One was a misunderstanding on my part because I'd seen other photographers who had supposedly this same lens on their cameras, and the lens appeared to have a depth of field gauge, and at least in one instance, a very prominent photographer said that the manual focus was not focused by wire. In hearing that, I made some assumptions. Well, I should have paid closer attention, and I should have looked at the manufacturer's details on the lens. I did not. Thus, some of my own frustration is my own fault. So, while the lens performs well as it was designed, I am, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with the lens. It's not usable for what I thought it was going to be usable for. That's my 2 cents worth. If you enjoyed this review, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.